Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now, I don't know if you know, you know what, you probably do. You're going to see the title of this video and you'll know that this is more of a, talk about Aphelios more than any of the other reveals. I've already seen video, the next region. The next region is, Shurima. Yeah. Shurima is a very exciting region to explore. I think, honestly, Shurima is one of my favorite regions from the lore of League of Legends. Much like, probably not an unpopular opinion, honestly. My most favorite regions are Freljord, Bilgewater, and Shurima. I do like Targon though. I think I liked Targon more than other people, but that's probably my bias. I really like Pantheon. Pantheon's one of my favorite characters lore-wise. I don't know why. He's basically just a Spartan, but I dig that shit. I really do. And fun fact, Pantheon has actually a lot of stories in. Check those out. They're really cool. All about him fighting off Ascended, or fighting against the idea of Ascended. But I'm going off topic here. I'm off topic. Really, it's about this beautiful man right here. Totally, this beautiful man. No, yeah, it is Aphelios. If I can get a good little.
You'll choose which weapon in his arsenal to use first. But to really utilize Aphelios to his full potential, we should also be
bad at this. I wanted to see the.
To really utilize Aphelios to.
There we go. All right, Aphelios, the 3-mana 3/3 Nightfall. Pick a moon weapon. When I've seen you play 2 other cards in a round, create a moon weapon in hand. You don't have one. So basically, oh my gosh, basically encouraging you. Wait. Okay. So a couple things with the wording. Few things I have to address. Biggest question being, when it says create a moon weapon in hand, if you don't have one, all that. That's separate from the Nightfall effect? Feels like it is, but it's listed under the Nightfall effect. I'm sure they wouldn't design a card like this where you don't do the Nightfall effect, then you won't get the engine attached to it. I feel that would, I guess, but that would just kind of destroy the card in certain where you like an aggro desperate to play a 3-drop. Because turn 3 is very important, especially for aggro. You just, plop this down and have to make a trade. Because when you're facing aggro, you can't afford to think too late game. But then you, if it survives, and it doesn't get to be an engine towards your win condition, because you didn't get that Nightfall effect, that would feel really terrible. It would. And I'm almost certain that is not the case, because that would be pretty dumb. And I think it's just a little bit of right wording that's driving me up the wall. But yeah, it on its own, cards that you would compare this to are like Draven, Fortune, and if you think about those cards, those or actually Riven. This card is more like Riven than any of those two, where it's a 3-drop play where you gain value. Now, if you compare Riven to Draven, and you get to see why Riven is not as popular, because Draven is just significantly stronger down on 3, and you generally don't want engine for future value on 3, especially in Noxus. That's just not the kind of region or you want an engine on 3. However, this Targon and Targon is a very different region from Noxus. Now, if we just take a look at some of these weapons, we get to understand better what value Aphelios brings to the table. We have Infernum, and all of these are 2-mana slow speed cards. Grant, what? Wait. Huh? Second. Grant. Okay, so it's a little bit different. Okay. There must have been a change, because at one point it was give. I looked up some of these cards earlier. I even watched Swim's video to just sort of gauge his opinions on it, and it said give. These are Grant, so that changes Severum and Infernum immensely. Oh my goodness. So Grant an ally, overwhelm, and 2+1 phase Syndrome or Calibrum. Calibrum. Deal 3 to a follower. Oh gosh, that's actually terrible. I'll tell you why it's terrible. I was thinking before it was deal 3 to anything, because, you know, I went by. But, this is only followers. You can't damage a champion. Think about that. You can't deal 3 damage to a champion. That's what Calibrum is. I think that's wrong. That has to be wrong. It should be 3 damage to anything. Or not anything, but to a unit. That's how the wording should be. But no, it is a... This card just screams... screams interesting wording. And maybe a lot of mistakes in the wording. Gravitum isn't the most interesting in my opinion. Stun an enemy if it's a follower. Stun it again at the next round. Start. So basically, against followers, this is basically a double stun over the course of 2 rounds. That, my friend, very appealing. Very appealing for a Yasuo, which it's being shown in a Yasuo deck. So that is that. That's pretty good. I like to see that sort of synergy. Severum, grant an ally, grant an ally lifesteal, and +1/+1. Swim get different cards, or did they change it since they've made this video? Because the cards that Swim was looking at were very different. Like, Swim was looking at a +1/+2 give lifesteal round. Wait, are the phase? Okay, so phase, gravitum, or infernum. You know what it could be? The phase weapons may be slightly different than the main weapon counterparts. Because in the game, Aphelios has this gimmick in Legends of Terrors, which he has a main weapon, he has an off weapon. Now, if on play he gains one of these, I guess, stronger in any sense, stronger main weapon cards, and then they phase into offhand weapon, which is a weaker version of that card. So instead of just giving or granting to an ally, it would give it over one. That doesn't really explain the stat change. I don't know, man. I'm confused. That's what it is. I am confused. I wouldn't be confused if I hadn't seen Swim's video and where he pulled up cards and they had different information on them. But now I'm confused. Now, and then we have Then we have Crescendum. Summon a 2-cost follower from your deck. Nightfall, trigger it. This card, super interesting. I love this idea of Crescendum, where you can pull something like... You know what? Let's just take a look. Demi Prodigy, and maybe okay on offense. Good. Bird and a Battlecaster. Some more aggro cards. You wouldn't really want to see them tutored, because really the tutor card more value, not just attacking stats or keywords. Arena Bookie's an interesting thought. It's interesting. It could work with Aphelios. Being able to tutor an Arena Bookie could have some implications. Aphelios and Sentry is not a bad one either. I mean, Aphelios and Sentry it basically get to summon it from your deck, and then when it dies, it gives you a draw 1, which is never bad. But things like Ballistic Bot are the thing. Ballistic Bot engine. It is an engine, and it will get that and then start pumping out spells for something like Sin. Consistently powerful. Another drop. I mean, Eye of the Dragon is... But what I find really, really funny is that Evershade Stalker kind of works. It has it's one of the only 2-drops that I've seen that has a Nightfall effect. And I mean, it's funny how that works with Aphelios. I don't think it's a good concept. I think it's a meme concept, but it is hilarious that this actually works. Can't even block. What the yeah. What? Why? It's not even worth tutoring because it'll die the next turn. But still, it's hilarious how that technically works with it. And of course, an elusive concept maybe pull one of you out. Like that. Really, if you've Jagged Taskmaster. But like, honestly, more often or not, you're going to be playing it in decks with Eye of the Dragon, Mountain Goat, maybe even House Spiders. House Spider's pretty good aggro, so you pull a House Spider the mix. Things that just encourage value that are on 2 are awesome things. I mean, Sparklefly is a little different off target, which implies voting time to up, but now you get it out way easier with Crescendum. Huge. How big of a difference that makes, and how much that kind of really makes the card of Aphelios. That is, will have the deck constraints where he fits into it, then that Crescendum viable card, sort of like blue card. Even in the worst situation, or like even in a situation very uncertain, you can rely on that. A good option, which is nice, really nice. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% on the weapons yet. Like I said, the ones that Sum showed were a little different. Of course, then they of course talk about the mastery system, and then they hint at the blade of the... And that's basically what this dev video was all about. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed learning more about Aphelios, even my least favorite character to play in League of Legends. He, lore-wise, interesting character, and going off of by what we've seen in Legends of Runeterra gameplay so far, he looks to be a very interesting champion card game. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I have. I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.